listen. Manufacture record.
Yes, sir.
Go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here we go.
It's like a light is in my face, but I can't fall for you. I close my eyes and drift away. I've overdosed on you. Cause then you wake up dead one day.
Kevin Brian Frank Butcher, born in June 1941. The house was bought for him by his parents, Harry Wilfred and Maud Alice Butcher, in the late 1960s. He was an only child and worked as a civil servant. He married a lady by the name of Barbara E. Simpson, and at some point she left him, taking all of his money. Kevin Butcher was heartbroken and fell into depression. He stayed hidden away and was found dead on the 30th of November 2013 in between the lounge and the ground hallway by neighbours. He had been there for some time, and no one knows if it was from natural causes or if he took his own life. Kevin was buried at Halstead Cemetery in an unmarked grave on the 22nd of January 2014. With Mark unable to attend due to his wife's serious injuries, Phil and I make our way to the location to meet up with Jackie and Clive, who live at the property. So, Clive, how long have you and Jackie lived here in this house?
It's got to be coming up 2 years now, probably just a little bit more. 2 years, yeah.
And all of you have experienced different things. What have you actually experienced yourself?
Most of what I've experienced has been upstairs in the bedroom.
Is it in your bedroom?
In my bedroom at the top. It's been maybe it feels like a cat has jumped on the bed. And also, I'm not sure if it's something that everyone experiences, but you feel like someone is watching you when you're asleep, to the extent that I don't want to move and let them know that I'm aware of them being there. It will just suddenly wake me up, and I know that something is there. I've heard noises on the stairs a few times. I know the stairs creak. But this is a different noise. It sounds like somebody is walking down the stairs.
There's just noises all over the house, and sometimes I see, well, I think I see things in the hall, like somebody there, but then I'll look away and there's nothing there. So it's really strange.
And have you heard the walking up and down the stairs as well?
Yes.
Just like Clive?
Yep. I thought it was my son David, but he's in his room, so I'm laying in bed or I'm down in the lounge without the telly on, and I couldn't just hear the stairs creaking all the time. And the front door also keeps... I've tried pushing it, but it doesn't move. And I go outside, there's nothing there.
So the front door...
The front door is... it's just little noises from it all the time. It's like somebody's pushing it from outside. But I tried pushing it inside and it doesn't move.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is.
Okay, Natalie, so you used to live here.
Yes, I did.
How long ago?
It would be about a year and a half now. We moved in about January 2015. So, yeah, and was here for a year and a half. Or just under a year and a half, say.
So when you moved in, that was after, that would have been when Mr. and Mrs. Cooper bought the property.
Yeah.
After Kevin died.
Yeah, and after they'd done it up and everything. And we were the first ones to move in once it had all been renovated and everything. So.
Okay, so what happened whilst you were living here?
When we first moved in, everything was fine, and then I think it was about, once we'd settled in, unpacked everything, it was about maybe 3 weeks when we first moved in. I was sat in the kitchen, and at the time my partner was doing the dishes, and the first thing that happened was I saw legs walk into the kitchen, and I went, oh my God, I've just seen some legs walk in. And obviously Rich turned around and was like, oh no you didn't, blah blah blah.
So it was just the bottom half?
Just the bottom half. Yeah. And then more stuff happened more when it was me and my children on our own, basically. I was in the back room, which was my eldest daughter's, and with the big window there, I would see like a shadow walking past. And then we were playing in the back bedroom and teddies would come off the shelf.
We now have our static cameras all in place. Static Cam 1 is in the rear bedroom where the toys were seen to move around the room. Static Cam 2 is on the upper hallway. Static Cam 3 is in the lounge and also facing the stairs where the footsteps are heard. And Static Cam 4 is on the ground hallway. We have also placed several motion detectors in each of the bedrooms. These will light up if any movement occurs within the darkness. We've come to speak to whoever is here. And we'd like to know your name. We think we know who you are. So, if you can hear my voice, can you do something to let us know that you're here, please? Can you tell us why you stopped us from coming the first time? Quite a few people hurt themselves. Can you tell us why you did that?
Movement behind me coming from the kitchen.
Yeah, I heard that. As Phil and I are on the ground floor hallway, we hear movement come from behind us in the kitchen area. Here is the audio enhanced.
Movement behind me coming from the kitchen.
Yeah, I heard that.
Movement behind me coming from the kitchen.
Yeah, I heard that. We've come here to speak to you. To find out why you're still here. Can you hear me? Kevin? Mr. Butcher? The people that live here, they've heard you and seen you. We receive our first EVP, a voice responding to me saying yes. Here is the enhanced audio taken from the digital recorder that I am holding. The people that live here, they've heard you and seen you. The people that live here, they've heard you and seen you. We know a lot about you, Kevin. Your mum, her name was Maud Alice. Your father was Henry Wilfred. How would you prefer to be called? Do you like Kevin? Or your middle names, Brian, Frank? What should we call you? We're sorry about what happened to you. A neighbour found you lying in between the lounge and the hallway. You were there for quite some time before they realised they hadn't seen you. And we know what that lady did to you. That lady that you married, Barbara Simpson. You married her in 1970. I think it was around September. Do you remember? Which room was yours, Kevin? Which bedroom was yours? You lived for a long time, didn't you? You were born 1941. They found you downstairs 22nd of November 2013. Age 72. And then they buried you in Halstead Cemetery in January 2014. But unfortunately, you didn't have a headstone because it said that your wife ran off with all the money and everything that you had. So now it's just a patch of ground. Does that upset you? Are you really annoyed? What's the matter, Phil? Whoa, okay.
Okay. We're on again, yeah?
Yeah, wasn't even nowhere near it. I only got to whereabouts you were.
I heard movement behind me. So that's why I moved, because I couldn't work out which room it was coming from.
The motion detector lights up as it picks up movement coming from inside the bedroom. I do understand, Kevin. We're not here to ask you to leave this house. Not at all. Because it's your house too. This is your house. This is your house too, Kevin. Perhaps he's communicating through that because he can't talk. I don't know. This is your house too. And just because you die and you're not here anymore, it doesn't mean that you have to leave here. I understand that. So, let me introduce myself. I'm Jeff. And the gentleman there holding that camera, I'm sure you've seen one of those before. That's Phil. Movement in that room.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
So now we've introduced ourselves and you've started to communicate with us. Can you draw the energy from somewhere so you can speak to us? I can hear you moving in front of me. We both hear something moving inside the room where our motion detector activated, and it is captured on our audio. Can you draw the energy from somewhere so you can speak to us? I can hear you moving in front of me. Can you draw the energy from somewhere so you can speak to us? I can hear you moving in front of me. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go downstairs and you gather as much energy as you can. You take it from the equipment if you like. And then we want you to do something. Something loud. Okay? And then perhaps you'd like to come downstairs and I'll tell you a story, because you and me, we're a little bit alike, and I'll tell you why when you join us in a little while. But don't be afraid of us or anything like that. Okay? A clear voice saying help is heard as I ask the spirit of Kevin to join us downstairs. Here is the audio taken from my digital recorder. But don't be afraid of us or anything like that. Okay? But don't be afraid of us or anything like that. Okay?
Hello there, Mr. Butcher. Would you mind coming and joining us, please? So that I can introduce myself, because I haven't spoken to you yet. My name's Phil, as Jeff introduced me earlier. How do you feel about us being in your house? It must be quite strange, I guess. You know, you've had two families come into your home, and all of a sudden you've got two guys come in and set up cameras, and you might be wondering what's going on. Basically, what we do is we try and communicate with you. Really to find out a bit more about yourself. We've obviously found out a bit of information. You know, by looking back through records, we know that this house was, so we're led to believe, was bought for you by your mother. Were you happy here? Now, we've also been told, as Jeff mentioned earlier, that you did get married and for whatever reason your wife left, which must have been devastating, I guess. What happened? Tell us what happened. Was it mutual? Did you just agree that things weren't working out? There's something I wanted to ask you as well. I know when you were born, and at that time you would have been of an age.
Just heard a voice, Phil.
Okay.
Come from the kitchen.
Are you in the kitchen, Kevin?
It was maybe 3 or 4 words, but whispering behind me.
Okay, let me go into the kitchen. Hello. I was going to ask you, before you moved in here, you're of a certain age where you'd have had to have done national service. Did you do your national service? Where were you based? Is that you over there?
Something's moving.
Come up and talk to me, Kevin, please. Is that you over there?
Something's moving.
Is that you over there?
Something's moving.
And you're going to need to try and communicate with us somehow, Kevin, because otherwise I'm just going to ask questions and I won't know whether I'm, communicating with you and you're happy, or whether I'm, annoying you, which I don't want to do.
Movement on the stairs.
Okay.
I hear movement coming from the stairs, and our static cam in the lounge, which is filming that area, has captured what we believe to be the best footage of a spirit forming and then moving into a solid wall. First, we will show the footage from our static cam in the lounge area. If you look at the top of the stairs, you will see a figure form. We know that it's not contamination from the outside, as we have blacked out every window in the house. Watch as it slowly appears here behind the struts of the staircase. The figure is black and solid, and as I say to Phil that there is movement on the stairs, you can see my IR lights as I turn the camera towards that area. And as Phil and I make our way to the stairs, the figure then steps back into the wall and disappears. Here is the footage again, as it steps back into the wall with enhancements. We will now show you the full unedited footage using multiple camera angles in real time.
Come up and talk to me, Kevin, please. Tell me what you did, where you were based. Were you in this country, or did you manage to go overseas, maybe to Africa or somewhere like that? Where did you meet your wife? Do you want to talk about her, or would you rather not? And you're going to need to try and communicate with us somehow, Kevin, because otherwise I'm just going to ask questions and I won't know whether I'm, communicating with you and you're happy, or whether I'm, annoying you, which I don't want to do.
Movement on the stairs.
Okay. What did you see, Jeff?
Up against the wall here.
Yeah. Oh.
Something black moved along the wall. Did you just hear that movement?
Yeah.
In this room again.
Hmm. Now we just saw you move. And it's when I said, "Are you frightened?" You really don't need to be frightened. Come and talk to us. Why are you going from one place to another? Oh. Ah, so you are there. Walk through the light again.
It's picking up movement in the room.
Hmm.
A voice is captured on the digital recorder coming from inside the room responding to Phil. Phil asks, "Walk through the light again," and the response is, "You didn't make sense. Is this because the spirit cannot see the light of the motion detector?" Here is the audio enhanced.
Walk through the light again.
It's picking up movement in the room.
Hmm. Walk through the light again.
It's picking up movement in the room.
Hmm. Oh, movement downstairs.
I heard that. I heard that. I actually thought it was a voice.
That wasn't a little bit of movement, that was a lot of movement.
We both hear a loud noise or movement coming from downstairs, and after reviewing all of our cameras, we find that the static cam in the lounge has caught the door under the stairs opening for no reason whatsoever.
Movement downstairs. Movement downstairs. Come on, this is your house. Would you normally let people just come into your house?
Heard that.
What did you hear, Jeff?
There's a man whispering.
Yeah. Where from?
That room. Heard that. Heard that.
What did you hear, Jeff?
There's a man whispering.
Yeah. Where from?
That room. That's his room.
Yeah.
This is his room. I heard your voice. Coming in. Please don't be annoyed. I heard your voice.
Was this your bedroom? Or was this a room you used as a study, perhaps? This is the smallest room. And if you lived here on your own, did you have this house from new?
Are you fed up? Depressed? Are you a nasty person?
Do you not get bored staying here?
Do you like Jackie? Do you like Clive? What about their son, David? Do you have a connection with him? Are you hearing someone talking? I hear someone talking, which is coming from my right side. The voice is saying, it's Clive's room, and the room is indeed Clive's bedroom. Here is the audio enhanced. Are you hearing someone talking? Are you hearing someone talking?
Do you come in this room? This is the room where apparently toys were seen moving in the past. Do you prefer one room to another? Or do you just wander around the house? There's another one of the lights on the bed here, so you could turn that one on if you want to. It's so quiet that you could quite easily make a noise. But to move something would be much better. It would really let us know that you're here. Because noises are very easily explained. So you making that noise?
I'm not moving. Well, what are you hearing?
It's like a scratching noise from somewhere. Is that you trying to move something in here? I can hear you knocking now. That's not you, is it, Jeff?
No, I'm not moving. I'm standing dead still.
Oh, I heard you knocking. Brilliant. Can you do it again? It sounded like a drumming of fingers on a desk, but it came, well, I thought it came from over your way, to be truthful.
No, I'm not hearing anything from here. Phil has a response to his question. Knocking and banging can be heard. Here is the audio taken from Phil's digital recorder.
Is that you trying to move something in here? I can hear you knocking now. That's not you, is it, Jeff?
No, I'm not moving. I'm standing dead still.
Is that you trying to move something in here? I can hear you knocking now. That's not you, is it, Jeff?
No, I'm not moving. I'm standing dead still.
You hear that?
No, I'm not hearing anything. What are you hearing?
Knocking. Like a drumming of fingers knocking. You hear that?
No, I'm not hearing anything. What are you hearing?
Knocking. Like a drumming of fingers knocking. You hear that?
No, I'm not hearing anything. What are you hearing?
Knocking. Like a drumming of fingers knocking. Did you have a good life? We all have our ups and downs. There's good times and there's bad times. But overall, would you say you were happy? Can you look back and reflect on the fun times you had? Or do you remember things differently? Perhaps you had a hard childhood. I believe you're an only child, is that right? Do you feel that you achieved something with your time here? Did you make people laugh? And what about friends? Did you have friends here? Even if you feel that there were failings or things you missed out on, that doesn't mean to say that you didn't make a difference. Even if one person in particular treated you badly, that doesn't mean to say that everybody felt the same about you.
I take a seat on the stairs to tell Kevin of an experience I had to see if he will respond to me. I know how you feel, because a long time ago something happened to me, just like yourself, and hardly anyone knows what happened. Same sort of circumstances. As I say, a long time ago, I was with someone that done sort of the same thing to me, like what's happened to you. And I thought I was fine. I moved back to Mum and Dad's, and I remember one night I was watching telly, just had something to eat, and I was making my way back to the kitchen, and I suddenly felt, I don't know what the word is, I just felt strange, and I felt faint. And I remember my father, who was in the back room, he was watching telly, and I walked in there, and I remember saying to him, "Dad," and he said, "What?" And that was the last thing I remember. Apparently I passed out and fell on top of him. And then I was taken in an ambulance to hospital. And my mum was in the ambulance. And the driver and paramedics asked me if I knew who she was. And I said no. I'd lost all memory. And they took me to the hospital and they put me in this ward. Couldn't remember anything about myself, and I remember the people around me. There was a girl in a bed next to me. I can't remember her name now, but she was really pretty, and she was there trying to cut her wrists with a plastic knife, and I just couldn't work out why I'd been put in this place. And apparently it was just, my body just shut down because of stress. I didn't even know I had stress. It just shut down. I had enough. So, as I say, not a lot of people know, not even Phil, who's standing there holding the camera now. It's the first time he's hearing about this. And it took a week for me to get out of there. I regained my memory. It was just all the pressure and stress that I'd been through. So I know exactly how you feel. Things can just get on top of you. And sometimes, in my case, without you even knowing. And your body just shuts down. Phil, there's talking up in one of those rooms. My story brings a response, and I hear a voice come from one of the rooms upstairs saying, "That's how we learn from going through all that." Here's the audio enhanced, taken from my digital recorder. Phil, there's talking up in one of those rooms. Phil, there's talking up in one of those rooms. At this point in the investigation, we decide to take a break, which we have done on several occasions throughout the night. The light switch to turn on the kitchen light is behind an unused door in the hallway. The door opens only about 6 inches, so the switch can be reached. On the other side of the door is a cupboard which stops the door from opening fully. As I open the door to reach the switch, I see and touch a hand which is covering the switch. It is solid and pale grey in colour. As I touch it and see it at the same time, I jerk backwards, pulling my arm and shoulder.
What? What was it? What happened? You okay? Go on. You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright.
What happened?
Fucking hand on the door.
You saw a hand on the door?
No.
Of the other side?
I hurt my arm as well. I yanked my arm. I pulled my arm back right back. It scared me for a second. I reached for the light switch.
Yeah.
And there was already a hand there. There was a fucking hand there. Even though I was taken by surprise and slightly shaken by what had happened, the investigation was to continue, and something was to come to light that would back up my experience of seeing and touching the hand which was over the light switch on the wall. It is our second night of our investigation in Halstead. Phil leaves the location due to work commitments, but I am now joined by Mark, and we will also be assisted by Jackie and Clive. Jackie's son David, who also stays at the house, has now, after some persuasion, agreed to be interviewed off camera. Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to say thank you for speaking to us. You know, I know you're a private person, so I really do appreciate you wanting to speak to us. So you know why we're here and what we're doing. What have you seen or heard whilst you've been here? As I start the interview with David, an anomaly rises from behind me. It moves upwards and disappears into the ceiling. Here is the footage enhanced and in slow motion, so it can be seen more easily. What have you seen or heard whilst you've been here?
I just see silhouettes, hear noises throughout the night, and just general stuff that shouldn't really happen.
So these silhouettes, where do you see them?
Just like if I turn around, I just see the shape of a person as it vanishes.
And also, your mum said that you hear the walking on the stairs.
Yeah. Sometimes it sounds like people are walking up and down them, which is obviously doesn't really make any sense because I'm the only one here.
So you've actually heard that whilst you've been here by yourself?
Yeah.
All right, well, David, look, thanks for speaking to us. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's all right.
Thank you. Okay, it's the second night of the investigation. We've got Mark here now. He's able to make it on this night. His wife's still recovering. Also, we're going to be joined by Jackie and Clive. They're going to be helping us tonight with the final part of this investigation. We're going to have no contamination from the outside because every window has been blacked out. It's dead quiet, every window has been closed. Evening, Kevin. If you're there and you can hear me, can you knock on something or make a noise? Are you still angry about what happened to you? We spoke to David today, and he tells me that when he's here by himself, he sees you. He can see your figure, your shadow of your figure. And he hears you moving around, walking up and down the stairs. Can you do that for us now, please? Are you here in David's room? Move something. As I stand in David's room and ask Kevin to move something, noises can be heard that seem to be coming from all around me. Here is the audio taken from my digital recorder. Move something. Move something.
David hears you a lot. Is it you that opens the door? Downstairs? The front door? We don't mind that you're here. You don't do us any harm. And as Jeff said, it's your house as well.
As Jackie asks questions, an EVP is captured, but we are unable to decipher what is being said. Here is the audio enhanced.
And as Jeff said, it's your house as well. And as Jeff said, it's your house as well. Kevin, are you in this one? You used to come in here and see the little girls, Natalie's little girls. Can you knock something? Can you just bang on the wall or the door? Just so I know that you're here. What's that? A little tapping.
Are you hearing knocking?
Yeah. A little tapping.
Do you remember this is where Phil heard knocking and tapping?
Yeah, it's a little tapping. What's that? Can you hear that? Like a tiny little...
Is that cupboard moving? Okay, where's that come from? That was a bang.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, where's that come from? Okay, where's that come from?
We're always hearing little bangs and things. We don't mind. Be nice to know it's you though.
A crystal clear EVP is caught, an intelligent response to Jackie. It is also captured on our camera's audio saying, "Hi Jack."
Hi, Jack. Hi, Jack.
Jackie and I finish our session, and it was time for Mark and Clive to start their part of the investigation.
Are you in your bedroom, Kevin? We're hearing tapping coming from the bedroom. Is that you, Kevin? Can you do those taps again for us? Are you in here with me, Kevin, or are you in David's room? Shall I come and speak to you in David's room? I think I just heard you knock on the wall then. Could you do that again, please?
we put Clive in Kevin's bedroom alone to carry out a solo EVP session, hoping that he will respond to him.
My name's Clive, and I live in this house with Jackie and David. We have heard some noises, and we know that you're here. It's not a problem for us, not a problem at all. So we're not frightened or anything, because we know you don't mean us any harm. But it's actually quite interesting to know that you are still here, and if we can be of any help to you whatsoever, that's not a problem at all. Just like you to know that we have heard and seen little things now and again. And I understand that this used to be your bedroom. Could you let us know that you understand what I'm saying to you? I can tell you from when I was younger, my childhood wasn't particularly very good. My father was always at work. I never had much of a relationship with him, and it was difficult to tell my dad things about my childhood because I was always away at boarding school, and when I was on holiday he was always at work, so I never had a dad that I could talk to. And I guess you being a lonely child like you was, it must have been quite difficult for you as well sometimes. Maybe that's why you're still here and you have the sense to want to look after other people and make sure that they're okay and that they don't go through the pain and suffering that you did. I just heard a little bang up here. Is that you, Kevin? From across the hallway.
No voices came through during Clive's session, so Mark and I decided to use my EVP detector that scans through frequencies above and below our hearing. When it detects words within those frequencies, it will say the word and also show it on screen. Kevin, I've got a device in my hand, and what that does, it scans through all the frequencies that we can't hear. The frequencies that are above our hearing and below our hearing. So if you want to use this device, it's got a dictionary inside, and you can pick the words and it will say and speak those words. So try and use this device. Come through and say something.
Argue.
Argue. Are you referring to your wife at the time? Did you have an argument? Did she upset you? Did you have an argument and that's why she left?
Descend.
Descend. Are you coming down the stairs? Something's near me. Because I'll tell you why, because all the hairs have just gone up on all my arms. It's like a static.
I just had a cold breeze go past me on my right hand side.
Who breathed heavily? Was that you, Mark?
No.
Not me either. I just heard a heavy breath. I've still got the static going through me. Speak to us, Kevin. Use the device. Come down the stairs and speak to me. Movement upstairs. I kid you not, this static's going through me really heavy, and I mean really heavy. My arms.
It's freezing around you.
Something moved in one of the rooms.
Banging.
Knocking, coming from upstairs.
Banging.
Knocking, coming from upstairs.
Banging.
Knocking, coming from upstairs.
Three taps. Did you hear that?
Yep. 3 knocks.
And again right beside me. Ooh. Three taps. Did you hear that?
Yep. 3 knocks.
And again right beside me. Ooh. Oh, I've got that tingly static feeling all over me now.
Yeah,
It's banging all over the place.
Yep, there's banging next to me.
Yeah.
And I'm dead still. Hi, Kevin. Again.
Banging again on one of these steps.
Again.
Banging again on one of these steps. There's still banging coming from
It's
around you.
It's vibrating on the floor. And again.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Still tapping.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He's in front of me. Oh shit. Okay. That's me creaking on the stairs. I've just got a static going right up my legs, through my arms again. He's in front of me. He's there. Kevin? He's walking. It's in front of me. Foot. It's in front of me. Foot. Yeah, that's where we caught you last time. That static's going right up through me. That is so heavy.
Whoa! I just had a huge breath beside me then. Oh no,
Oh,
no, it's that door there that you felt the hand.
Feeling.
shit.
Yeah.
Feeling. I touched your hand, feeling, on the
Yeah, I
light
was just
switch.
talking about it as well.
Are you stood in front of me because there is a cold pocket of air right on this step in front of me. You're standing on the step in front of me. It's here. It's right here in front of me on the stairs.
Yeah. That breath was fucking loud in my ear then.
Whoa.
That was right next to me. That breath was fucking loud in my ear then. That breath was fucking loud in my ear then.
There's a cold breeze.
It looked like a shadow went past you then. Behind your left hand side towards the wall and right behind you.
A shadow is seen by Mark, and it is captured on Mark's full spectrum camera. First, we will show the static cam in the lounge facing towards the stairs where we are standing. And as Mark reacts to seeing the shadow moving, you can see that at this moment he is standing still. There's a breeze.
It looked like a shadow went past you then. Behind your left hand side towards the wall and right behind you.
Here is Mark's camera again in black and white, so the shadow figure can be seen more easily. And again, showing both cameras simultaneously. There's a breeze.
It looked like a shadow went past you then. Behind your left hand side towards the wall and right behind you.
Pray. Well, I need to pray. Or do you want to pray? Do you want us to pray for you? Is that what you want us to do? With my experience of seeing and touching a hand that was covering the light switch.
What was it?
And the word that came through the EVP detector saying feeling. Shit.
Yeah.
Feeling. I touched your hand, feeling, on the
I
light
was
switch.
just talking about it as well.
It was time to speak to Phil, who was with me when the incident took place. Phil had something he wanted to tell me, and it would be something that would clarify what had happened to me on that night. Okay, so when we was doing the investigation, I had a personal experience where I saw a hand and I actually touched the hand. And I just thought it was a personal experience, but you've got something to say that backs up the experience. So what actually happened, Phil?
Well, as you know, we'd blocked all the windows off with black sheeting, so the place was in complete darkness.
Yeah.
The kitchen and the dining room originally had a dividing wall, which they've put an archway in, but the existing door between the two still remains. And as you know, during the investigation, we were using the light switch, which was just inside the door. The door only opens a few inches with the cabinet behind it, so you have to open the door just a little bit, put your hand through, fumble around to find the light switch to turn the light on, which is what we've been doing every time we took a break, the equipment, etc. Now, I've been doing it all night, but the last time I did it, as I went to do it, I suddenly had this feeling as I went to put my hand in that there would be a hand on the other side already on the light switch. Now, because I felt that feeling, I actually looked through. Although it's dark, you can just vaguely make it out.
Yeah.
And there was nothing there, so I turned the light switch on. Now, I didn't mention anything because obviously I thought I was just in my head. but it was a very strong feeling, which was quite bizarre with what subsequently happened with yourself.
Yeah, I mean, well, I suppose what's really taken place is, I believe that Kevin Butcher put that thought in your head, letting you know that it's going to happen. Because
it was a very strong thought. It just suddenly hit me as I went to put my hand through to turn the switch on.
Thought transference. Somehow Kevin had passed the thought of what was going to happen to me inside Phil's head hours before it would take place. Kevin Butcher's unmarked grave that was once a piece of dirt has now been transformed as a mark of respect by Jackie and Clive.